Hey everybody, Jay Barrino here, and welcome back. We're continuing the true story of Arkain. It's a custom campaign for Warcraft 3 created by Unddead, and we are continuing the gather a bunch of mushrooms so that we can drug our opponent en masse, and therefore win the engagement. Where we left off, we've been trying to set up some other bases around here so that we could harvest more lumber and maybe hit that 25k. Alternatively, we could go and kill Red. I did confirm with Unddead that if you kill Red, it will end the mission. The result will be the same. That's what I was told. The result of the mission is the same if you kill Red's base or not. Do you have reincarnation up? Yep, so he's still alive. I'm going to move forward. If we can find a nice forward position to sit and catch those purple, not purple. We killed purple last mission. Where we can kill the blue, where we can snag the blue and the orange attacks on their way to us. This is exactly what we want to find, a spot where we can just catch all of these while we continue to set up our mass lumber operations. This is going really well though so far. Let's get we need more skeleton lumberjacks for down here, and then let's get some more acolytes to repair my, well, the meat wagons don't need to live. This probably means that orange is coming real soon. Pentis, get up here. We need you attacking large groups of units. Skeleton Lord has reincarnation and can handle a lot of stuff himself. Again, this probably means orange is coming soon. I probably have too many necromancers, actually. Obsidian statue move on up here. So I'm just going to keep clearing all this out and killing sludges. Again, to give myself some wiggle room to maneuver the map, because those attacks just sort of pop out of nowhere. You know what? Kill these necromancers. I don't really want them anymore. I don't need them. I don't want them. Go ahead and use your ultimate. You're not using it for anything else. Okay, let's back you up. You don't need to die. Let's get our health guy up here. So many little melee fellas up here in the front. Okay, our supply is dangerously low, so I'm going to spam out a lot of stuff. Let's get some of these spider callers, because sure. We did just push back 2 attacks, so we have time to rebuild our forces while we wait. Again, we're going to consolidate kind of in this area. They came from down here. I'm going to keep looking around, just again, to kill sludges that are in our way. I don't know if the Dark Elves have been killing sludges as they move towards us. It's feeling like this area right here is where we're going to want to sit.
What does the shadow will my life witness?
So let's do that. I could probably even cram in a black city. No, you can't build down there. That's fine. Let's see, move you up. I do really like these brood mothers. I think they've been quite excellent. Let's actually get healed out of combat, please. Oh, those are behind trees up there. I mean, the best we can do is hit him with Pentis like this. Oh, this poor guy, though. I mean, if we kill all these things like this, then that means there's fewer that, if we ever end up breaking the trees to get to them, we won't have to kill them. Or they won't harass us later. So that's a positive. Again, I think we're just going to sit here. I still am not 100% sure where the giant sludge is, but I've been thinking about whether I want to do it or not. Find and kill the ancient sludge creature. So I assume if we kill it, we get an item. If we let it live, then in theory, number one, I have 22 idle workers. Let's make sure we transfer those over to the proper lumber harvesting locations. But if we let it live, there's the chance that we're going to either get some interesting special hero, special demi-hero, some special new sludge monster into our tech tree in the future if we ever get to play as the Ijara Nexus. Apparently in the past, if we would have played as the Arda's Nexus, we could have made Forgotten Ones, which I missed my opportunity for that. Hopefully we get that in the future. But I am leaning towards not doing this. As lame as that sounds, I actually checked my original playthrough of this video, of this mission, and I didn't kill it that time either, but that's because I never knew where it was. But I think at this point, I'm going to choose not to kill it. Which is kind of lame, I understand, but I kind of like the idea of something unique happening in the future versus, again, it's going to be an item. Like, even if it's a Crown of Kings, how good could it honestly be?
Help me.
How good could it honestly be to justify, you know, a potentially cool interaction later down the road, is my thought. Okay, let's move up these folks. Let's see what these spider callers can even do. Will this ever end? That's a good question. We got 25,000 lumber to burn. Okay. All right, that's fair. They did their job. Let's move you guys down here. And then you guys have done your job. I don't see any other mushrooms in my main base. That's pretty much all done. The only places to go are down here now. I think I'm going to need a Tomb of Relics so that I can get more sacrificial skulls. I did lay this down. Please tell me there's space. Come on. Oh, okay, there is. Good. So we can transfer a lot up there. And we just killed those sludges, so there's going to be fewer things behind trees that we're going to have to deal with. That's a big positive. Yo, please heal my skeleton man. He's a demi-hero. We can't resummon those. I would prefer if they were alive. What can these spider callers do? Heal over time. That's pretty. I mean, that's pretty good if I'm actively using it, and then summon more spiders. I mean, we have plenty of opportunities to summon spiders. I don't think we need even more because we went broodmothers. I like these broodmothers though. I'm a fan. I like them. Okay, one down there, one up here. What is kind of strange to me is has Red attacked me yet? Because I feel like Red should have attacked me by now. Now, the other alternative I could do is stop harvesting lumber. We just stop harvesting all lumber, and we go for destroying the enemy instead. I think that could be pretty fun.
Yes, master. I gladly obey.
Okay, you hop on back up there. I mean, it couldn't hurt to have some additional ziggurats and stuff. I'm really not that far from the end. That's the thing. Like, I mean, with the amount of harvesting that I have going on, I should be able to very easily get the 25k at this rate. Like, obviously, these guys are going to have to get repurposed. These guys are going to have to be repurposed, but we've got, like, a really nice location here. That should work pretty well. Here comes Orange. Again, it feels like Red should have attacked us by now. I gotta say, a big part of me kind of wants to go and attack Red. So I'm gonna quick save because this might be a mistake. Just slam out a bunch of death guards and I'm gonna do it. Because Orange is attacking me now, which means they don't have that many things. This might be Red. That also might be the pre-placed Red stuff. I'm not so sure. Just keep Howl of Terroring. Howl of Terror also helps us identify which are, you know, what are enemies and what are my foes. Okay, real nice. Yeah, you know what? Let's push up here. This might be a big mistake. If you really wish to attack the fortress, then I will assist you in doing so. But remember, Queerness's defenses are strong. I highly recommend my strategy over this. Shut up, Pentis. Oh, okay. No, she was right. I don't want to deal with these. I don't want to deal with these types of casters and stuff. Stun him. Use your ultimate. Use your ultimate as well. I hear my units dying. I guess use just summon spiders before you die. Get a fatty stun right here. Oh, yeah. Zap something. Keep it up. Keep hitting these ladies in the back. Okay, move on in. And then just keep spamming out units to bring up to the front. I don't know where you're going. This is why we built some productions. This is why we built a little defense.
Our town is under attack.
To deal with these, okay? So let's build more.
I gladly obey.
Just in case.
I will. Are under attack.
Her defenses are strong, but she also will run right by you.
Our town is under attack.
Quick save. There's guys behind those trees. You know what? We actually might end up finishing this map before it ends. Yo, Skeleton Lord, though, be careful. These ladies gotta move up. They're blocking people. Ornassian's gonna get picked off here. I can see why this is marked as, like, don't do this, because we have to fight through these tight corridors. Okay, turn on Parasite. And our heroes are likely going to die because of these tight... Oh, God. Because of these tight pathways. Have they been, like, stuck this whole time? Because... it's... So, like, my heroes, again, are in the front. They're all going to... My heroes are going to die. The best we can do is just outproduce them in this tight corridor here. I don't know how we're going to get through all of this. Ornassian and Pentis, or I'm sorry, Ornassian and Harentel are both going to die here. Again, these ladies, you got to move up. Okay. Come on down here. You guys just come up and kill some sludges. Keep it up. Keep moving in. Skeleton Man is dead, unfortunately, but, you know, he knew the risks. We could back out and get him out, but... Alright, I'll try. I'll try. It's not looking good for him. Okay, hold position here. Like, they can push through our stuff in waves. That's the challenge. Like, they can get rid of our melee stuff, and then they're exposed to our other stuff. Okay, so those are bigger slimes. We're at 21k, right? Maybe we can... Nah, that's not gonna work. That's okay. Again, I can focus on that other stuff later. Yo, not this guy, though. He's definitely dead. You know, he wanted to kill the Dark Elves deep down. You know he really wanted to. That keeps working. That keeps working out. See, these big sludges they're difficult to kill. So I don't think, unless I, like, turn my focus completely to them, we're not going to be able to kill them. All right, you get out of the way. I think meat wagons are kind of the right choice here. You know what? You just go all the way home. You're retired. Yo, Pentis, though. So good. I think we might have outlasted them here. Pentis, low-key, is probably one of the best heroes available. She's so good. Her AoE is so strong. She has one of the best ultimates. I think just a few more rounds here, and we're, like, through this little... If we can get through this little choke point... I think it's doable. What we need to do is, like, move in. Okay, Pentis is now actually out of mana. I think part of the issue is I don't have enough DPS placed properly on this ramp to get through all of this. Like, I need to let my heroes through. Bone Man. Pentis might go down next. Get up there, Ardassian. Okay, now Pentis goes down. Here comes Harantel. I sort of gave up on producing. That was a mistake. But like we're so close. It's impossible to get up there. Again, they said don't do it. And then I did it. If we can wait for more units to get up to the front, then we can do it, for sure.
The shadows beckon. What does the shadow
Skelly boys?
The restless dead await.
Meat wagons. Why did I do this? Pentis, please, I need you. Oh, I didn't start resummoning her. No! I'm gonna start sieging the back lines. I'm gonna get more obsidian statues. We have reinforcements coming in. Maybe not the type that we necessarily need at this exact moment, but it's fine. Give me some beetles, actually. Get these death guards into the front. Let's get some ice keepers as well. Get these abominations into the front. Ornastian's gonna get focused down again, but that's okay. If he's out of mana, it doesn't matter. If I can keep him alive for one more flame strike, then that's good enough. We're back in this tight choke point again. Yo, here we go. That's what we needed. I'm not really harvesting any lumber anymore. Let's get these brood mothers. Get them up here. We're so close. These skelly boys just keep up the pressure. I don't have enough mana for Unholy Frenzy. That would be really helpful. That's okay. That's okay. Pentis is coming back. That's going to be huge. Oh, why did I do this? Why would I do this? Okay. We have a lot of meat wagons. Gotta let the abominations through. Pentis. We Shadow of Vengeance here. Just walk in. There's not enough surface area to get in. We just need to get in. Turn on Parasite. Harantel Kazor, come on back out. More abominations. It feels like we're there. We're so close. We're like in the back lines. Come on. Come on. Come on. Keep pushing in. Come on. I assume I can't quite hit that. Move all the way in. Come on. All the way in. All the way in. If we can just get through this tight choke point, then we are cooking with gas. Red's got some stuff. Hit this. Hit this. Who's this? Good job. You know what? You stay back. Move in. Move in. Pentis sort of getting rocked. That's okay. This is just absurd. At a certain point, we just have to decide to give up and these stupid gargoyles. We just have to give up and go for the lumber instead. It's this tight little choke point here that is just a nightmare. You go back. I gave up my frontline ability to get through there. Unfortunately, that was a mistake. Do we just kill sludges now? I kind of want to just keep trying. I know we can do this. I'm like mildly annoyed. I know that the original version of the map was like this too. Okay. Meat wagons. Death guards. Obsidian statues.
Our forces are under attack.
Heroes. Good job, Mr. Anubarak. Use your ult. It's just difficult to kill these things fast enough. I think abominations are the right choice, honestly. Poor Ornasian. We're kind of killing them faster now. We're kind of killing them fast enough, I should say. I guess get another slaughterhouse and another crypt. It's the only thing I can think to do to make this go a little bit more effectively. We were really close. We were actually really, really close. I think we killed a lot of the red pre-placed stuff, which is a big positive. Do this. Do this. Well, here we are again in this tight little choke point. This might be our opportunity to get some units through. Like, just walk all the way through. Yeah, exactly. Just walk straight through. They'll block you a little bit, but that's okay. Walk all the way in. Okay, and we are distracting for long enough that we can kill some of these production structures, of which there are many. So here and here and here, meat wagons. Pentis, move on up. Let's try and keep these heroes alive until our obsidian statues can make their way to the front, which I swear I had some coming. There they are. Health and mana. I knew we could do it. There and there. And there and there and there. Move on in. They said it could not be done. There should be more than enough trees on this map to still complete this. Okay, back up, Ornasian. You're getting wasted. Okay, blue can no longer reinforce at the same rate. Red, I feel like, should have attacked us throughout this mission, and they haven't. And I'm going to guess that maybe they're stuck. I bet they're stuck back here. But we'll find out. I can't believe we did it. Hey, there are some rewards for doing this. I mean, seems obvious to me. Just put all of this on Ornacian. Because he's our main jam through this part of the Undead. It's like, he's like the Gardon and Amari equivalent, I think. Oh, baby. Okay, give me some Ice Keepers to polish this up as we push into red. This would have been harder if there was even a third faction that was getting stuck in that little area, but who knows, man? And the thing is, Queerness's fortress was really not that well defended at all. The real thing was just the fact that there was like a billion...
I have better things to do.
There were just like a billion units crammed into this tiny little choke point, which I'm gonna guess is gonna happen even more as we push up here. But let's see. We'll find out.
Waiting. Speak.
Okay, back them up. Back them up. Let's do it like this. Pentis is here. Abominations are here. We've got some good ranged options. Death Guards, or Ice Keepers rather, are on their way up to provide us with Vampiric Aura. We don't have that many ranged units at this point, actually. I guess we could just make some normal Crypt Fiends. Okay. I'm waiting for a little more health, but at this point, I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference. I think the fact that I killed even just one production structure back here on my first push did let me get through there. Okay, Death Guards and Abominations. Let's quick save and just start going. Probably going to want to focus on one of these directions. We got pre-placed stuff. But that's okay. I must congratulate you on your stubbornness, Pentis. You and your pets have made it quite far, but this ends here and now. You will never take my place. Okay, back up. Just let them come down to us at this rate. Let them get stuck on the ramp. And then summon Skellies. I can't even tell what's happening here. Sorry, Abomination. Maybe we're winning? I don't know. Our supply's dropping dramatically. Pentis going down. Oh, okay. I hear lots of dying elves. I think we won. And there she goes. Does that count as winning, or do we have to push up and then destroy her actual base? Because I'm going to guess we have to push up and destroy her actual base.
What does the shadow do? Our forces are under attack.
So we got more of this. At least we have multiple paths to take.
The restless dead awaits.
Which means that we can get up these ramps, like pick a direction and fight them kind of right in the middle. Oh my god, look at this. Bone Lord! He's here! Okay, let's get these meat wagons up here. You guys go that way. See what you can find. I don't think they have the means of repairing, so if we could take out a structure... Well, we're definitely not going to. Run, Bone Lord. Back to base. What happened up here? Just a lot of gargoyles. Okay, I'm fatigued. We could just do the same thing again, but instead, let's just back up. We killed the two folks that were, like, really attacking us. I know that I could commit to, like, finishing this, but, like, this is just stupid. So let's I guess let's harvest the lumber. I'm just going to go and kill those sludges, and then I'll make a cut until when I'm at, like, 24,000 lumber, and we'll go from there. How does that sound? More sludges down there. Maybe that's where the monster sludge is, but, maybe, I guess, maybe some folks would be disappointed that this is the route I chose to take, but, like, because we got this far, but, like, frankly, I mean, once was enough, right? we killed the hero. You know, we did all sorts of stuff. I'm done now. Okay, so we're at that 25k, and we gotta build it. It takes a couple minutes. Yeah, 3 minutes, so let's start this now. Something is amiss. Pentis must be up to something. Servants, move out and destroy her once and for all. So I assume that means they're gonna spawn a bunch of stuff. I did some off-camera exploration. The giant sludge is, in fact, down here. It's not this one. There's, like, an even bigger one back there. But, again, I've chosen not to even bother with that one. Let's back up here. Again, let them kind of come to us. They're going to get stuck on the ramp, which is good. How the turntables. Parentel, why don't you use your ultimate. And then let's start blasting them with some AoE. I don't know how successful we'll be at killing these very large groups of things, but again, we can do our best. They're clumping up pretty decently. I think a few more like solid AoE shots like this, and we can handle it. Our heroes are looking okay. There's even more back there. My goodness. So I did spend a lot of time off camera just doing lumber, but that's, again, it's kind of expected. That's kind of expected. Okay, let's back up here. Everybody back up. Let's make sure we keep getting healed while we do this, and let's start getting some skellies. Again, let them come down the ramp towards us. Or they can be stuck. That's fine with me, too. I just didn't want to throw all my stuff away. Sounds like we got some more sludges somewhere over here. Yeah, it's in there. So you all just stop cutting these trees. We don't need any more lumber. We're just waiting for that timer to finish. So now we've got them on the ramp. What a delight. This is ridiculous. So I pulled our Nastian back pretty far. Skeleton Lord that we kept alive for the whole mission. Get up there. You're up. Dude, I don't even... I mean, there's so many. Oh my gosh, it just keeps going. All right, remake some abominations for the front. Then let's get some vengeance spirits out. This is just all about, it's the same as earlier. It's all about just like making sure we keeping them sort of plugged up in here. I realize, I think we could have made our offensive push go a lot better. What we needed to do was basically thin them out, and rather than constantly fighting them in here, we needed to back up and kind of lure the smaller number of enemies out. Because then what we could have done instead was get, like, the key was getting through that little choke point. So we probably could have manipulated them a little bit in order to do that. We're still fighting here. How much longer? It's just about done. So we kind of kept them plugged up on this ramp. As usual, I have some thoughts on this mission. We did pretty good there with that final attack, though. Move. Think. Wonderful. Never. The colors. Stop. Ah. This is not the result I expected. Half of them are dead, and the survivors would be better off dead. Most of them can't properly talk or even think anymore. They'll never recover from this. What are you, a doctor, Ornassian? The ones who survive behave like hatchlings. I've never seen anything like this. Killing them would be a mercy. Have the demon legions ever done anything like this? I've heard about sorcerers of other legions who unleashed magical plagues and brain diseases, but I've never seen this myself. I prefer to face my enemies in battle instead of this. That wretched priestess withheld information from us. So much for incapacitate. I should flay her alive for her trickery. It is beyond my understanding why any creature would willingly consume this plant. Consumption that leads to addiction, that leads to this. Mortals are fools, Harental Kazor. We should go to Pentis. She and Queerness are probably waiting for us, though I'm not sure if Queerness is even capable of understanding our current situation. Oh, so much lotus. Never stop. Stop. Oh, so much joy. Haha, behold the mighty Queerness. I could smell heavenly smell of... How pathetic. This babbling lowborn should not have stood in your way, mistress. She was never worthy. She can't even handle a bit of black lotus. I feel empty, cold. Must have more. I need more. Please give me more, mistress. She will make a fine slave. Just keep her under the effect of the black lotus. I think I will send her to Sorina until I have found a use for her. Or maybe not. Ha ha! Ha ha! Ah, my Lord Arnassian, the battle went well, did it not? The lowborn have been defeated and my race is united once more. Leave us, now. Tepid pause. I did what was asked of me, my Lord Arnassian. Are you not satisfied with the result? You haven't been honest with me, Pentis. You told me you didn't capacitate them. You lied to me. You just killed hundreds of your people and reduced the rest to gibbering husks, drooling with dead eyes. Forgive me, my Lord Arnassian, but I never lied to you. I believe that the details about the strength of the Black Lotus would not interest you. I acted with your permission. No, we have the footage. You blatantly lied to us about what the results would be. If we had not done this, you would simply have killed them and raised them as your servants. Now you can still raise half of them as your servants, and the other half can work as slaves for my people, allowing more of us, the loyal servants of the Divine One, to serve his divine will. Let me be clear, Pentis. If you do something like this again, if you withhold information from me again, I will find someone else to fulfill the wishes of the Divine One. Am I understood? Of course, my Lord Arnassian. My sincerest apologies. It won't happen again. Harental Gazor, take this individual and let her open the hidden chambers of the Mistress for you so you can obtain the artifact Eridon wanted you to obtain. I'll meet you outside the Dark Elven City. My Lord Arnassian. Time is of the essence, Pentis, and only one of your kind can open the hidden chambers. Lead the way. Of course, please, follow me. Lord Arnassian does not approve of my methods? You already know the answer. Unfortunate. I hope the Divine One doesn't share his opinion. I feel like narratively, it would have been... I think it would have been a nice touch and very fitting and true to the character if Arnassian would have just killed her there. Because no one else would have known except Harental, and Harental Kazur is the bro. He wouldn't have ratted us out. And we've got Sorina back in the capital. We could have picked anybody else to lead the Dark Elves. I feel like maybe there was a missed opportunity there to just allow Arnassian to do what he's wanted to do, clearly, from the beginning of this mission and the previous one as well with him. He clearly hates the Dark Elves and the scheming. I think it would have been a nice touch if he would have just killed her. Pentis, though, gameplay-wise, is really a strong, strong hero. One of the best, in my opinion, just because of that Q ability. And her ultimate is also one of the best. On the other hand, she's annoying. And I don't like her. And Eridon seems foolish for thinking that the Dark Elves will just casually do what he thinks they'll do. What I'm about to say, this is all from a place of good fun and joking. So don't take this as, like, serious complaints per se, but at the risk of coming across as, like, very self-aggrandizing, I feel like this mission, A Matter of Faith, was designed specifically with the things that I find annoying in mind. Again, it's very grandiose of me to assume Shar thought, haha, Jay Barrino specifically will hate this mission when he made it, but let's review. A giant army that the enemy spawns out of nowhere at the very end of a very long map. Me not having any control over when it ends and having to sit idly while I gather resources and otherwise doing nothing. Tiny choke points. Tiny, tiny choke points to siege an enemy base. To be fair, that was optional, and the map kind of pushed us towards not doing that. Stuff behind trees. Haha, XD. that just kill all your lumber harvesters. The only thing this was really missing was the lack of a paladin with a really long bubble, but we know one of those is coming later on in the campaign. Oh, and then lastly, from a narrative perspective, I know I'm not the only one that plays like this, so I can't imagine this was like for me specifically, but the narrative was clearly meant to be all about making the player think that they could consolidate Dark Elf forces, but the objective actually does the opposite. Again, it was very tongue-in-cheek, like very purposefully done to kind of upset the player who thought like, oh, rather than killing them all, I will incapacitate them and then they'll defect, when in fact, that's like, you don't get anywhere close to that result because Pentis does outright lie to you. She claims she didn't lie. It was a blatant lie. The only thing that she said was like, well, I guess we won't have to kill all of them, but the whole point was we could incapacitate them all and then they would join the folds, and we got like less than half of that result. So that kind of felt like a jab specifically at people who, again, play min-maxy from a narrative perspective. Again, this is all kind of a joke, but just pointing it out. Char, I see you. I know what you've done. Okay, let's watch this interlude, Orders of the Watcher. After successfully dealing with queerness, Ornasian and Haran returned to report to Eredon. They were accompanied by Pentis and an army of the Lanira family. At their initial meeting with Eredon, the Dark Elves had immediately fallen to their knees, praying to the Divine One, Eredon. They were quick to cast aside the idea of a goddess, and would instead call Eredon only the Divine One from now on. Phew, glad we got that detail resolved. As a reward for their loyalty, they were allowed to form the Lanira Nexus, combining the living forces of the Lanira family with the unliving legions of the Undead, with Pentis as its leader. After this initial meeting, Eredon called for Ornasian and Haran. Welcome, Ornasian and Haran Talcazor. I am pleased with the success of your mission. Not only have you been able to bring me the artifact I asked you to acquire, you've also added the Dark Elves to our ranks. Yes, what is this artifact that you wanted anyway? It is the Scepter of Death, the signature item of the God of Death himself, created long before his demise. It is capable of channeling the very essence of death itself. The power of this scepter could make anyone who approached the entrance to the Dead Mountain die in the blink of an eye. If that's the case, why did you not use it earlier? There was no need to. Most were too scared to enter the mountain anyway, for none of them returned regardless. It was easier to manipulate the mortals into not caring about one cursed mountain, and focus on other things instead. Weird reasoning, but alright. Having people die when they try to enter the mountain without any sign as to what caused the sudden death would have been suspicious and counterproductive to what I'd wanted to achieve in the past. Instead, they'd just disappear. Equally suspicious, Eredon. Now that we have the demons on our doorstep and have constructed strong, hard-to-miss defenses on the Dead Mountain, I believe that such things are no longer important, for the time being at least. Indeed. So, the Dark Elves have served their purpose. Shall I give the order to destroy them and raise them and turn the new Lanira Nexus into an actual Undead Nexus? You will do no such thing. As I've already told you, I do not wish for all life to be destroyed. The Dark Elves are my creation, and their destruction would serve no purpose. They're scheming, power-obsessed mortals with an unhealthy addiction to plants that care little for anything else than themselves. It's only a matter of time until they'll decide that serving you is not going to be profitable in the long run. You need not worry about their loyalty, Ornasian. They may scheme among themselves, but betraying me is the one thing they'll never do. You imprison them deep below the Dead Mountain and cut ties with them for generations. How can you be so sure about that? Given what I've seen about their nature so far, it's more than likely that some among them already scheme to take your place. Godlike status is tempting for mortal creatures, isn't it? Also, if you're their creator, then what about the normal elves that live in the Little Forest Kingdom? I did not get the impression that they were your subjects or worshipped like the Dark Elves do. Worshipped you like the Dark Elves do. They are descendants of the Dark Elves that I hadn't sealed beneath the Dead Mountain. They were outcasts, that hidden forests. I decided to let them live. I had no reason to harm them. I only made sure that they forgot where they came from. Their original heritage is not recorded in their history. Regarding the Dark Elves, as you already know, Ornassian, they are my creations. They may be ambitious and scheming, but they revere me, even after all these generations. They all strive for the place below me, not for my place itself. Again, how can you really know that? As you say, I'll keep my eyes on them nonetheless. If they try anything, if they do in fact act against me, you have my permission to act as you see fit. Your opinion has been noted. This discussion is over. Master, why did you seal the Dark Elves inside the Dead Mountain in the first place? If I had allowed them to roam freely, they would have enslaved the younger races in my name. I did not want that to occur. It was my wish to have Arkain and its races decide their own fate without my interference. I only interfere when necessary. Except I'm the only one that gets to decide when it's necessary. At the same time, I foresaw that I would need them again in the future, so I sealed them away. Their seal did not prevent the Orcs from getting inside, it seems. Yes, it's intriguing that some Orcs had apparently been able to enter the tunnel shortly after the defeat of their invasion so long ago. For a long time, the seal only prevented creatures from leaving the tunnels, not entering them. I had to preserve my strength at the time of its creation. I didn't expect anything to get inside and actually survive. The Orcs have a troubling history of accomplishing deeds I do not wish them to accomplish. Their tenacity is almost impressive, I must say. To think that they aren't even doing these things intentionally. Their tenacity, as you call it, fails to amuse me as much as it seems to amuse you, Crom. Still, it feels ridiculous that they think that they had to thank our master for saving their lives. Them worshipping you is interesting. That's not the term I would use. I wouldn't have helped them if I had known they were down there. On the contrary, I would have been the one to drive them out. Of course, Master, but the creatures seem to be rather persistent about this. They thought that you had sent us to test them. I assume they may have observed the devotion of the Dark Elves and believed that they also had to worship me. It matters little. In the end, these cave Orcs have lost much power since your journey into the tunnels. The few that are left will be no issue for the Dark Elves to deal with. They are irrelevant. I assume we should carry out the next part of your plan then, Master. Yes, in order to proceed, I need you to bring me the Mask of Illusions. It's located in the capital of Tauren, which is currently under siege by Pyrian rebels. Take Sir Edoras, the Flesh Terror, and Sister Pentis with you. Flesh Terror? Confirmed. Re-stitched up? Rebels, you say? The humans are wasting no time continuing their internal conflicts. How typical. Yes, it appears that the arrival of this Golden Guard from the other side of the Great Sea has only increased hostilities within the human ranks. It is only a matter of time until they fracture even further. We will only watch for the time being. However, I believe that the people in the capital of Tauren could be persuaded to give us what we want freely if we dealt with their attackers. They're growing desperate. They may even betray their mage order. I'm leaving this to you in the Rohirrim Nexus, Rahandir. Of course, Master. One more thing, Rahandir. The mortal called Garden Bloodclaw has been sent to deal with the rebels. If you happen to come across him, I want you to take a look at him. I want to know more about the magic he uses. Pentis will assist you. Certainly, Master. Ornassian, you will accompany Queen Kira to the eastern part of the Elven Kingdom. The elves there are demon worshippers that manage to hide from the eyes of the mortals. They're going to try sabotaging the combined defense efforts of the humans. If they succeed, it would heavily cripple the humans' defenses. We cannot allow the humans to fall because of their blindness. I remember the infiltration of the Elven Kingdoms. Cursadar had wanted to hold the remaining infiltrators back until the end of the invasion. It'll be a pleasure putting an end to one of his plans. Saphira will catch up with you later. In the meantime, Crom, you will lead the Scarrick and Rohirrim Nexus to the mountains at the border of Salria. The demons are trying to invade the southern kingdom to open a new front. Do not allow that to happen. With pleasure. Good. That will be all, then. This is where we part ways for the time being, then. It's been an interesting experience to work alongside you, Haran Tal'Kazor. I look forward to our next encounter. I agree. In fact, you may call me Haran the next time we meet. I wish you success in enforcing the will of the Watcher, Ornassian. Oh, okay. A lot of questionable decision-making by Eredon. I used to really dislike Eredon for his control freak flaws, but I've actually come to really like him more because of them. Like, I still poke fun at how stupidly ridiculous his character seems to be, but I appreciate the character for being kind of a wild card in that way. It's funny now, I kind of view everything from Eredon as like the flawed god cliche, which I think is really interesting, which is why he's grown on me a lot. He rationalizes things, doing things that he claims are for the good of everybody, but in reality, it's mostly doing things that are good for him. I like that paradigm, but again, he tries to convince the people that literally can't betray him that he has a reason, and they're like, yeah, sure, whatever you say, we're literally linked to you, so yeah, whatever you're saying, buddy, that's what we're doing. And he's like, yeah, it's for the good of the world. Meanwhile, he unearths the Dark Elves, who are actually crazy people, which, again, also seems like a bad idea. So unless Eredon's playing 4D chess here and knows something about the Dark Elves and what they're going to end up doing, it just sort of seems like, especially if the Dark Elves work with Rawhandir, one of the only undead that is not directly linked to Eredon and has a little more independence, it feels like a mistake waiting to explode. Question about the Dark Elves, not really, it's a joke question, but like, I thought that they were elves that then got sealed away, and then they became all pale and tragic and morbid because they were underground not getting their vitamin D. But apparently it turns out they were always Dark Elves, and then the elves that got left behind just became elves. They dropped the Dark moniker. What's going on with that? I would have thought it would be opposite, right? You usually add the dark part after something happens. Just forget it. Anyway, it's not important, but maybe there's like a long/short story you all can read regarding the Dark Elves. I don't know. It might be out there. Interesting map. I'll be honest with you. I think it probably could be 20k lumber instead of 25, but I also dragged the mission out by trying to attack the bases. I got those manuals of health, though. So at least we got that extra beef on Ornassian. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.